What is an HVAC contactor? This is an HVAC contactor. And what would be the uses of an HVAC contactor? Well, there are multiple reasons. One could be used in the condenser outside, which acts as a cooling unit. Depends on the unit. It could be cooling, it could be a heat pump, depending upon the unit. So, how does this contactor work? This contactor has 240 volts plus or minus coming from the quick disconnect, and the quick disconnect is connected to your meter box with a breaker in it, perhaps 30 amp breaker, whatnot. That's plus or minus there. If you do not have a quick disconnect, please call your HVAC contractor or your electrician and have one installed near your outside unit. They are very important and very, very helpful, especially if you have a contractor working on it. They need a place to be able to unplug the power. So anyway, for this video, let's say we've got 120, 120, 240 here. If we put our multimeter here, we have 0. Well, why do we have 0 here? Because this is not making contact, hence the word contactor. So, how do we take this 240 volts and get to this side with 240 volts? Very simply, you have a coil that connects to this side and to this side. The coil is low voltage. Once the coil is energized, it creates a field and pulls this in. Hence, we're creating a contact. Now 240 goes from L1 to L2 to T1 to T2. And if one put their multimeter on this side, one should read 240, or this side to ground 120, this side to ground 120. Now we have enough voltage to run the compressor and the condenser fan motor. So why wouldn't we just wire this straight in and bypass this? There are times where one needs the voltage, but they need the voltage to cut on and off. So one could think of this as a switch, which works electrically. Say, for instance, your light switch at your house, that would be you flipping it on manually. This would work electrically. So once the thermostat calls for cool and the low voltage wire from your thermostat sends a signal here and here, this closes, as you can see. Boom, boom. Once closed, we make a contact. 240 here, 240 here goes to 240 here. When the room is satisfied and the temperature inside of the room is satisfied, say for instance we're trying to reach a set point of 70 degrees. Once we reach 70 degrees and we're finished with this, we do not need the compressor and the condenser fan motor to continue to running in most cases. So how do you cut off? Once this is de-energized, boom, this pops back up. Again, boom, this pops back up. When this pops back up, the high voltage will no longer make contact with this side. Hence, the compressor and condenser fan motor, if working properly, may turn off and should in most cases. However, sometimes, and one other issue with these, be aware that for some reason ants love to get in these. So these contactors can go bad. They can get ants inside of them, multiple reasons. They can get pitted and welded together. So anyway, this contactor will allow low voltage to energize, allowing high voltage from this side to this side. It's that simple, and that would be enough voltage to run your compressor and condenser fan motor. If you like this video, please hit like and please subscribe.